Alright, today we are doing Birmingham Major 2025 predictions. This is the first major of this season, and we have 16 teams here. All of them are on the side here, and we are going to be doing the predictions because I hate myself and I'm on retiring for this one thing. Okay, Carmen Corp versus Wildcard. Now, Carmen Corp, obviously, number one seed from Europe, didn't lose a single regional until GK made the miracle run and swept them. Fatira, Atau, and Jolly. Very, very strong squad. Probably best in the world. And then on the other hand, we have Wildcard, which is the one seed from Oceania. Fever, Torsos, and Banana Head. Uh, they're good. But, there's definitely upset potential. These guys have upset a number of large teams, but I think Common Corp's just too consistent and Sigma for that stuff. Alright, NRG versus Gen G. We have the NA versus NA matchup here. Gen G going on that miracle run to make the major, just like GK. NRG is obviously the most consistent, but they're faltering a little bit in the results. But I still think NRG is gonna beat Gen G, even though this this is the team that I go for. But we're gonna give it close. Give it close to NRG. Falcons versus Secret. I think it's a pretty easy 3-0 again. I think Falcons. I'm gonna go 3-1. I could see a game here, but Team Secret's KV1 Model and Swift, and Falcons is the very famous TRK Rawas and Kalir's trio. The twins plus TRK. Really difficult to beat these fellas. Then we have Vitality versus Twisted. This could actually be an upset. Vitality is they have two of the they're the two seed, but if you look at them, they're not very dominant like people thought they were gonna be. Carmen Corp gaps them fully, and they're pretty close with the with the 3 and 4 seeds. And obviously they are, the world champion, LAN winning Zen squad, but I don't know. They're not looking as convincing as many people thought they would be. But Twisted Minds is Nupo, Rise, and Atomic. Another very strong squad, but I'm gonna give it to Vitality just because of their LAN experience. I don't know if Atomic is gonna really step up to the plate in situations like these. It could be a little bit inconsistent. I'll give them a game though. Furia versus Chiefs. Furia is the number one seed from South America, a very strong squad. Rufinho, Lost, and Yarn. And the Chiefs are the 2 seed from Oceania. Hunter, Fiber, Razias, obviously from Europe. And then Hunter and Fiber, decent OC players, but I think there's another 3-0. I really do favor Furia in this matchup here. Dignitas Complexity. So Complexity is the 4 seed from NA, surprisingly, even though they're very consistent. Very, very consistently good. Raiseball CRR, great duo. Diaz, rookie, has the potential to be really good. And Dignitas is Jarius, Dizzy, and Abjack. And I know that they really, really like this squad, but Complexity is also really good. Most people probably favor Dignitas in this, and I'm gonna go with that too. I'm gonna put it closer. This could be flipped. Ultimates versus Luminosity. Lumen is the APAC representative in this major. There is Finks, Sosa, and Catalysm, which is a bit, not really Asia. Sosa is from America, the US and Canada, from North America, and Catalysm is from Europe, but Sphinx is from Malaysia. I think it's just an easy 3-0. Ultimates probably don't need an introduction, but it's First Killer Chronic LJ. Basically one of the 2 NA super teams on this. Okay, GK versus Foot. GK obviously made it to the regional only because of a miracle run where, they sort of just swept every single team. If you look at their points, 3, 3, and 15 to just barely squeak into the major. And the other team on here is Foot, the quote-unquote SSA representative in this major, but they are obviously just stealing the spot from Limitless and are just a bunch of washed-up Spaniards competing in SSA for a spot. So I'm just gonna hope it's a 3-0. It probably is gonna be a 3-0, and I'm gonna hope it's a 3-0. But real quick, we're gonna change something here because I see that I'm just putting the top seed winning in all of these, and that is pretty unacceptable. So I'm gonna throw an upset in. Okay, I consider this to be I'm strong in this opinion, so I'm not gonna change this. I'm I don't know. This is who can upset here. Okay. Nah, no, I'm not gonna put any upsets. I think this is pretty solidly what's gonna happen. All right, Carbon Corp GK. Uh, this is probably gonna be KC. It's probably gonna be a pretty easy match for them. You know, GK obviously has that pop off potential as we saw in the last regional, but I don't think they're really that consistent. NRG and Ultimates. So we have another NA versus NA, which is just lovely. We just love to see that. You know, we hate the Americans or something like that, but we're gonna give this to hey, let's throw an upset in. We're gonna give this to Ultimates 3-2. Ultimates, really great squad. Really, I rate them quite highly. They just like play really fast though, and they don't really have the most teamwork. Pretty different from like Genji, but like I don't know, maybe like on LAN, people are nerves. You know, the chemistry isn't chemistry, and they just like start popping off. I can see this happening, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna another Dignitas beat Falcons. Now I haven't been the obviously Falcons is like known as like really good. We haven't seen them on the international stage in a second, and I honestly really like this Dignitas roster, and I think that they're very good. And I really like Appjack as a leader for this squad. But Falcons, I don't know. You know, they lost to Twisted Minds in a regional, which is a little bit meh. But they should probably win this matchup, but we're gonna have to throw in some upsets if we want this to be realistic. Nothing ever goes the way you expect it to go. Vitality versus Furia. Bro, this could be another upset. We're gonna pull out three in the top. We're gonna go Furia winning this. I really do think Furia is a very good squad. They haven't really been challenged at all in SAM. As you can see, they got the three-peat, 15, 15, 15. And no one's just been close. And as I said, I'm not really very convinced by this Vitality squad right now, even though I do think they're going to be good on LAN. Alright, Wildcard versus Foot. I'm going to go no 3 here. Self-explanatory. Hate the Foot, fellas. Okay, that sounds weird, but, you know, going to move on there. Genji versus Lumen. I do hope that Genji sweeps this, you know. They are the team that I go for, and if they do struggle in this matchup, things are not looking great for them. Okay, Secret versus Complexity. This is crazy. So Complexity is a very South American squad. You know, Diaz from Brazil, CRR, who's pretty sure it's Spain, but he was in like Argentina or something, or maybe not. I don't know. But basically, it's like a South American squad versus the actual South American squad. I'm gonna give this to Complexity close. I think I like Complexity's, you know, consistency, and Team Secret's fine. I like them, but like I don't know. Twisted versus Chiefs. I'm gonna give this to Twisted quite easily. Chiefs are fine, but I don't really think they're the best. And Chiefs are fine. Don't think they're best, but Twisted are really really good. Really do like this squad. Okay, Carmine versus Ultimates. This is going to be another Carmine win, easily. Dignitas versus Furia. I'm going to give this to Furia, you know, just the expected result. Can't really go too crazy on this stuff. Okay. NRG versus Twisted. We're going to give this to NRG. You know, we can't have them struggling too much. We'll make it a close game. This definitely has upset potential. But I don't know. Actually, I'm going to switch this. This is a bit silly. I'm gonna switch that real quick. Make this. Yep, that's about right. And I think this is a fine result. Yep. Okay. Falcons and Twisted. Bro, Mina versus Mina. Get a load of these guys. I'm gonna give this to Falcons though. And then NA versus NA. Get a load of these guys. What? Bro, they need to change the seating for this. Give this to Ultimates closer. GK versus Wildcard. I could honestly, Australian. We gotta have something, you know. We gotta have some firepower. Wildcard's a good squad. Wildcard is a strong squad. We can have them beating GK. Okay, Chiefs versus Foot. Give us the Chiefs. Make it another 3-0. Hope Foot don't even win a game. Don't even get a goal. Maybe. Secret versus Lumen. Go with Secret here. Give Luminosity a game. You know, give them a game. But don't think it'll be very close. All right, Furia versus Wildcard. I'm gonna go with Fury here. I'm gonna give Wildcard to you. Make it close, but I think it is gonna be Fury here. Dignitas versus Ultimates. I'm gonna give this to Dignitas. You know, many people are probably giving this to Ultimates, but I really do like this Dignitas squad. Ultimates are good, but as I said, they're just like really mechy and fast. And Dignitas is pretty structured, but also has that mechanical ability. So I'm gonna give that to them. Falcons Vitality. I cannot believe that one of these teams are gonna go to round 5 of Swiss, but it's probably gonna be Falcons here. Actually, no, it's gonna be Vitality. I think Vitality's comfortable in this matchup. Let's go Vitality. You know they do have Zen, Exotic, and Monkey Moon, so gotta give them something. You know, Falcons is good as well though. I cannot believe that this is a round 4, like on par with like wild card. All right, in the bottom we have these matchups. GK Chiefs. GK's gonna win this. Gonna put it 3-1. Genji's gonna win this, I hope. 3-2, put it close. Damn, one of these teams are not gonna make it. That is pretty unfortunate. We're gonna give it to Twisted though. I do like the Twisted squad a little bit more than the Complexity squad here. And, bro, Genji's not gonna make it, bro. It's gonna make me... Come on, Genji. Lock it in, bro. Falcons is gonna beat it over... Okay, Falcons gonna beat Genji. Ultimate's gonna beat GK, and Twisted's gonna beat Wildcard. Just gonna let that happen. You know, I think that's a pretty fine prediction there. All the expected teams ended up making it, unfortunately. Who expected didn't make, bro? I think this is literally the exact rankings. I somehow made it so everyone who was expected to make it made it. We're gonna change something up. We can't have this baloney happening. Okay, we're gonna do the final 2 rounds. We're gonna have Falcons beating Vitality, and then we're gonna have Complexity beating Twisted, and we're gonna have nothing else change like that. And then we're gonna, bro, I can't find a way to change this. I really can't. GK beat Ultimates and GK make it in. The miracle run continues from GK. Trust. Alright, let's go. Main event time. Carmine versus Furia. We're gonna give this to Carmine Corp. These are best of 7s now. 4-2. NRG Dignitas. This could be close. Dignitas could win this, but I think NRG are still good. Nah, Dignitas is great. I'm gonna give it to NRG. Falcons GK. Unfortunately, I think GK's run ends here. Falcons is just the meaner powerhouse in GK. I don't know if they can really hold up against them. Vitality Complexity. Vitality win this pretty easily, I think. Okay. Furia Falcons. Damn. This is a hard matchup. I'm gonna give this to Furia. Most people probably have Falcons, but I do like the Furia squad. And Falcons, I don't know. Maybe Falcons do. I don't know. That's a hard one. NRG Vitality. Damn, one of these teams not gonna make it to top 4. That's insanity. We're gonna have Vitality, okay? And then we have EU versus EU as a semi-final. That is just disgusting. Gonna go 4-2, I think, just because of practice. This is a difficult matchup. We're gonna go with Furia here. And then overall Carmine's just gonna win it. Bro. I'm just not happy with those predictions, but predictions don't lie.